While all of our values mean a great deal to me, today I'll take the opportunity to share more about the importance of inclusion and integrity. Inclusion is so important to me because as a student myself, I was not always offered a place in the classroom and oftentimes felt excluded. Inclusion is essential to our students discovering their voice and their potential. Integrity speaks to the character of each individual in our system. When we feel a moral obligation to be honest and trustworthy, out of that will come many of the other values such as respect, responsibility, and empathy. Integrity is an intrinsic driver to current and future action.
So in my opinion, a strategic plan is really crucial for all of Bexley, for the community, for the students, faculty, and staff, because it really lends itself to speak to where we're going, why we're going in this direction, and it gives people a direction not only for students to know internally to the schools, which is important, and for faculty to support, but also for communities around us to understand what Bexley is all about, and what we prioritize, and why we've put these values and made these things really important in the forefront of our community.
I think the key word in all of that is responsibility. We have a responsibility during our lifetime on this earth or during our time in this community to try and make sure that we're understanding what's going on around us, what the community expresses is important, and then being able to carry that out in a responsible manner. And all of those words, all of those values are important, but if we don't understand and take first our responsibility in implementing those in a balanced and right way, then it won't get done. And so we have to understand our responsibility to be empathetic, to be all the things that are mentioned, because it's in the best interest of the community.
Ultimately, those values came to us through community survey. And so they are extremely important to the basis of what we do every single day.
So for the Culture Subcommittee, it was a great honor to be the subcommittee chair for that. It was a great group of teachers, parents, and students that came together and just talked about what is it that we want the culture at Bexley to be like. What's the ideal learning environment? And we very quickly realized that we couldn't define the culture in this short amount of time, but that we wanted to set up a process to discover and define that culture moving forward. When we started talking about the culture, it became obvious that not everyone felt welcome, included, and involved in the schools. And so in an effort to capture that idea of how do we make this the kind of place that everybody wants to learn, kindness emerged. And that's both through the Culture Subcommittee and through the Mission, Vision, Values Subcommittee, this idea of kindness.
My wife is multiracial. She's an immigrant. That means our kids are multiracial, first-generation kids, and it's really important to me that she and my kids feel welcome in this community. And my wife did participate in some of the stakeholder processes at the library, and she told me that she felt very welcome, and that was one of the very first times she felt very welcome in Bexley. So that equity piece is very important to me, to making sure that my kids feel like they're a part of this community.
So I was on the committee that helped to develop this list of values. We considered a lot of different words to capture how we hope to express who we are and who we want to become. We've worked a lot on equity, and we have more to do. We've worked a lot on well-being, and I'm really grateful that our plan includes a lot around equity and well-being and culture of our buildings. Integrity to me is one of the ways that we can achieve all of those goals and embody all of the values that we've put forth in that value statement.
The values resonate with me because they tell us how are we going to act, how are we going to make decisions when we don't have a clear, articulated next step, which happens in our day-to-day work all the time. Everything's not scripted. And so those values are super important because they bring us together and they align our decision making. I believe that we can truly transform the education that our students are a part of, that our community values, and just really set a path forward for success over the next 20 or 50 years.
Something that I love about teaching in Bexley is I feel like there's a lot of collaborative planning. And I experienced this when I taught both at Cassingham Elementary and at Bexley Middle School. And all of these components of the strategic plan are part of that. So I think that the recognizing each other and celebrating each other when people have good ideas, reflecting and even challenging and questioning each other to make sure that we're providing the best education for children.
This is the DNA of who we are in Bexley. This is what we must do. These are the non-negotiables. It is what we do each and every day for our students. We learn with curiosity, we demonstrate kindness, and we embrace equity.
Thank you for championing our future.